Welcome to Module 32, Attacking Shape in a 4-3-3. This module will teach you how to move as a team when attacking in a 4-3-3. Before we get started, here is some context to help you best understand this module. The blue team is set up in the following positions. If you are unfamiliar with numerical positioning, please go to the Resources tab for more information. Now, let's look at attacking shape when the ball is in different areas of the field, starting with the player currently in possession, the right center back. Here, we can see that the outside back on the strong side is all the way out to the touchline, creating width and providing a good angle, and the holding midfielder sits in between the front line and the midfield lines of the opposing team, providing a passing option. The center midfielder has found space to receive it, and the center attacking midfielder is playing between the midfield line and the back line. They create a triangle and are staggered so that they are not caught flat. The winger on the weak side has tucked in, while the winger on the strong side is high and wide, creating length and width. The striker sits between the two center backs and creates length. Take notice of the number of triangles that exist in the attacking phase of a 4-3-3, creating plenty of passing opportunities. Now let's work the ball to the outside back and push the blue team up a bit. Here we see similar positioning. The center back on the strong side has shifted over to provide a good supporting angle, and the holding midfielder continues to play between the midfield line and the front line to provide passing options. The outside back and the winger on the weak side tuck in a bit, but this is a case where your individual team strategy may require them to be a bit more or a bit less central. In either case, they need to be constantly ready to shift wide if the ball begins to transition to their side of the field. Moving on to the center of the field, we see the midfield three maintaining a triangular shape, with the center midfielder ready to be the link to the weak side, and the attacking midfielder again sitting between the back line and the midfield line, looking to receive the ball. Finally, we see the winger pushed wide, creating a good passing angle. Now, let's move the ball to the winger and push everybody up. In this area of the field, we see the outside back on the strong side providing support, and the outside back on the weak side tucked in a bit more centrally. The middle three maintain the triangle, with the holding midfielder occupying the space in front of the center backs, and the attacking midfielder between lines looking for space to receive the support pass and combine quickly. The 8 and 10 may interchange quite a bit, but they should make sure that they are not caught flat. The winger on the far side is tucked in, but ready to expand if the ball begins to transition to his side, and the striker is looking for a through ball or a ball into feet. Before we move the ball to the last position that we will look at, let's pause for a moment to look at an important attacking strength that has implications on attacking shape, which is the fluidity it allows for in the attack. This could take many different forms, like the winger tucking in to allow the outside back to push up or overlap, the midfield interchanging positions, or the striker moving to create space behind for a midfielder to exploit. It's important to be aware of these concepts when understanding attacking shape in a 4-3-3, so be sure to think about this as you work through the lesson. Now let's move the ball into the striker and look at attacking shape. Here we see the back line has advanced up the field, and the outside backs are ready to make overlapping runs if the wingers, here, make runs inside. The holding midfielder continues to occupy the space in front of the center backs. The center midfielder provides support, and the attacking midfielder does the same, and in some cases will run through. Remember, there is lots of interchange, so it could be the 8 running through. The 8 and the 10 should be aware of each other's movement so that they do not overcommit forward. Finally, we see the winger spread wide, which draws the opposing team apart, creating gaps for the other players to find passing channels. Again, with lots of interchange, they may also make runs inside to open up space for the outside backs or the midfield players. Now that you've seen the way that a team playing in a 4-3-3 should position themselves in the attacking phase, move on to the lesson to work through some of what you learned.